Pokemon Company did something really cool. Like something I wish we'd see a lot more of. Something that makes me really love the trading card game. And I wish something like this would happen closer to home so I could head out there with the kids and partake. Of course I'm talking about the new Van Gogh Pikachu exhibit. Now I've thought some of these promo cards over the years have been super cool. They've had promos involving soccer cards in the UK, tied to playing in a Pokemon sponsored soccer, or as they call it in Europe, football tournament. The promos for the movies, where you always get a card if you attend, I'm not sure if they still do that or if they even do theatrical releases of the movies, but I remember that from my childhood. The cards you get at the 20th anniversary fiesta they had over in Japan. And then there's even more local events, like right now you can go to McDonald's and get a Happy Meal that comes with a special card in it. And not only is the art on a lot of these cards just amazing, but even for the other ones, they're just really cool in the way you obtain them. They have a story behind them besides just buying a pack that's sitting behind a counter at some retail store. You're not just opening a pack, you're going to a soccer tournament, a movie, you're grabbing a meal out with a family, and those cards will have memories tied to them, especially for kids. And some of these cards you get are even more complex. Like in 1998, Shogoken magazines held a promotional contest for trading card game players. And Pokemon fans who were able to complete and pass a handful of mock university tests that were hosted in the publications were invited to attend a special 2-day Pokemon card event in Osaka, Japan. The players that managed to reach the contest's top ranks were rewarded with a special University Magikarp promo card. And while this one isn't that complex, it's still very cool. The Van Gogh Pikachu card isn't even the first art-themed Pokemon card. In 2018, the Tokyo Metropolitan Art Museum offered a set of Pokemon cards inspired by Edvard Munch's iconic painting, The Scream, putting the likes of Pikachu, Mimikyu, Eevee, Psyduck, and Rowlet in the role of the haunted figure from the original. The collaboration marked the first time the Scream painting was ever displayed in Japan. Now these cards have become extremely expensive due to their rarity and honestly just the stunning artwork. Currently the Pikachu card's selling for somewhere around $900 plus shipping. I found a post claiming that all 5 cards graded in a PSA 10 were listed for over $18,700 and sold for best offer, which means they probably went for something around that price. Currently ungraded, the Eevee and the Rowlet can be found for about $200, so if you want a quote good deal, that's probably the best you're going to get right now. But all of that has built a hype for this new card to levels among people who see Pokemon as an investment and not just as a fun hobby or game. The Van Gogh promo card is being offered as part of a new Pokemon X Van Gogh exhibit in Amsterdam's Van Gogh Museum. It marks the 50th anniversary of the museum celebrating the life and work of the hugely influential 19th century painter, who himself was inspired by Japanese art prints, leading to a connection between him and these Pokemon cards. Among the activities, the exhibition itself includes 6 Van Gogh paintings recreated with Pokemon, such as sunflowers with a hidden sunflora, Snorlax and Munchlax making a cameo in The Bedroom. Pikachu takes place of Van Gogh himself in the artist's 1887 work, A Self-Portrait, with gray felt hat, which has subsequently been turned into a limited edition promo card for the Pokemon trading card game. To acquire the card, you must visit the museum and complete a Pokemon adventure activity, which is a scavenger hunt leaflet designed to encourage children to learn more about Van Gogh's original paintings. Once completed, you'll receive a free card in person. I believe if you purchase merchandise from the exhibit online, you can also get the card, but these sold out so fast, and I don't know if there's any restock announced, so it's probably unrealistic at this point. This is honestly one of the most fun ideas I've heard of in terms of a real-life collab with a game, let alone a trading card game. Not only do you get this amazing card with some great art, I really appreciate the whole idea that it encourages kids to learn about a famous artist. As someone who just took small kids to the Natural History Museum in DC, it is very hard to enjoy a museum with children who just want to go wild and run and play outside. But sending them on a scavenger hunt, on an experience like this, especially if they're big enough to read the information themselves, and they see the reward they're going to get at the end of the scavenger hunt, it can make the museum a much more enjoyable experience for everyone involved, and probably teach the kids a few things along the way. And they're always going to remember going to that museum and learning about Van Gogh as they flip through their binder and see that card. Unfortunately, a fun experience is not what we got. Instead, we got chaos. We got Scalpers. This is honestly sad. Scalpers have always been an issue in life, and within the Pokemon trading card game, they have become something else. I'm used to the idea of a product selling out in stores the day it hits. But this just feels embarrassing. What company would want to partner with Pokemon for a giveaway or an event after something like this, especially with these videos going viral on the internet? Why would the Pokemon company want to do this again? This was intended as a fun event with kids as the focus, and instead we have crowds of adults crammed into the museum, clearing out shelves of merchandise featuring the Van Gogh Pikachu, with the implication that almost all of these are scalpers hoping to flip the limited edition promo card and the related merchandise for a profit online. As has happened with a number of recent sought-after promos in recent years, and it's only being encouraged because these cards are reaching record sums on eBay and other transactions. And especially after seeing what the cards from the last art crossover are selling for now, it's easy to see why this is happening. There seems to be a lot of profit to be made for just showing up and acquiring these free cards. And part of me feels like I'm being too judgmental, and I should be torn on this because yes, I have bought and sold cards on eBay for a profit. I've completed a master set and held it as a mediocre investment, and I justified purchasing the cards in that set because as a whole, I wasn't losing any money at the time. But I think there's a difference between buying and completing a master set or selling off your singles that you have for a profit and then showing up at a museum for an event focused at kids solely for the purpose of turning a profit. And I feel like I should be torn on this because on one hand, yes, I have bought and sold cards for a profit. I've completed a master set and I held it as a mediocre investment. But I've enjoyed collecting that master set. I've enjoyed putting it in the binder. And it's not like I've bought it and turned around and flipped it a month later. It's something I'm going to hold long term. I feel like there's a difference between buying and selling cards on eBay, selling off cards you're not going to enjoy, or buying cards you do enjoy to hold long term. And sure, you might sell them off later. There's a difference between that and showing up to a museum for an event catered to kids and just ripping everything off the shelves, trying to turn the biggest profit on eBay as soon as you can. Like, yes, let's let that full art female trainer card be a rare pull and drive up crazy prices online. And yeah, that full art Charizard, that's a rare pull. Let that demand force a $130 price tag on eBay because everyone wants that card. Heck, even those cards that are earned by competing in a special contest like the soccer games in UK, yeah, let them drive up in price. But this card was designed to celebrate an art exhibit, to encourage kids to learn and experience art. I feel like this card should be available. It should be scalper proof. Like they just keep printing it throughout the run of the museum collaboration in January and just sink the value. And maybe I'm a hater, but I'd love to see more things happen with cards like this. I'd love to see a Pikachu Elvis mashup to celebrate some event at Graceland, or a Pikachu Tom Brady handed out in Canton, Ohio when he makes the Hall of Fame. But it's hard for me to imagine those events ever happening, or similar events, not saying those specifically, if this is how the community acts when these cards come out. And honestly, maybe it'd be best for the community if there's a dip in the market. If all these scalpers get left holding the bag and have to exit this game, maybe product will be found on shelves. Maybe it will be possible to buy cards at a reasonable rate. And yes, for all of us that are holding collections at home, we could take a hit also. But in the long run, this is supposed to be a hobby where you enjoy it. It's supposed to be a hobby where you have fun. And it just doesn't seem very fun when this is how people act. It's just crazy how Pokemon created this amazing card and this very cool event and this wild collaboration I never expected to see, and just how fast it was ruined.
Hey! Hey, guys! Hey! Step aside!